How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Bennett's Fabrication and Welding. Today I'll be going over a wood stove that I inherited from my father. Um, it's not a very efficient stove, very small stove. Um, Trying to improve it so it heats better, but I haven't really had that much luck. Yesterday off camera I did weld it, and by weld it I mean tried to draft proof it. It's a Vogelzang BH26 wood stove, and it's basically it's a cast iron wood stove, maybe 24 inches deep, and I don't know. I could show you actually. I'm turn the camera around. 24 inches deep, maybe a foot tall, and only about 10 inches wide, roughly. And yes, I understand I don't have any bricks in there and all that fancy stuff. I kind of just set it up and was using it, and realized real quick that it's not a very efficient wood stove. So basically what I'm going to do is cut a plate out of some 1/8 inch steel and insert it in here above or just below the pipe, about 3 inches, and it'll stick out about 14 inches or so. And I'm hoping what that does is it'll keep the heat down, but it will still allow the draft to come up through the bottom of the door, so the draft will come up, and it'll still carry the smoke and all the soot and ash or whatever it burns up over the plate and out the chimney. If not, well, at first, I'm only going to tack weld it in to see if it actually works how I intend it to work. To keep the heat from going all the way out of the chimney pipe, the stovepipe. And if that works, what I'll do is I'll grab my stick welder and throw some bigger tacks on it, bigger welds, and it'll be a permanent piece inside the stove. And when I say that I proofed it, sorry. Basically what I did was welded the seams, because this is all piecemeal together. So like that's one panel, the back is one panel, the other side is a panel, and then there's a top, and then the bottom piece is one piece. So essentially you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, and it's all bolted together with these rods. It's not welded, it's not brazed, it's for what it is, it's a piece of junk, but it is serving a purpose in my garage, so I'm not terribly concerned about it. Even the legs were bolted together, so I ground some steel there, or cast iron, ground it, threw some weld on it with the MIG welder. It came out all right. For the most part, the legs won't be in it'll be in close contact to the heat, but it won't be like the sides of the stove or the top or the back or whatever. So MIG welding, it was fine. They haven't cracked. Nothing is cracked yet. And before everyone says, there are different ways to weld cast iron and all that stuff, like I get it. You're supposed to preheat it and do all that stuff. I looked up some YouTube videos and found a way to get by preheating it by just lighting a fire in the stove, letting it warm up, and then going to town on it with some 7018 rod at 110 amps, and no cracking, and it came out fine. And then finally, when I let the stove go out, it slowly cooled down, and that's that. So I did check it over, and I haven't seen any cracks on it, so we'll keep using it and see how that goes. So that I do have a piece of cardboard I cut out as a template, so I'm going to use that template. Here it is, template. It's going to sit in there horizontally all the way to the back. And like I said, I'm just going to tack it in there to start, and I'll start a fire, and then I'll just watch it and see how it does. If I get too much smoke coming out of the top, I'll just cut the tacks and I'll take the piece of metal out and know that it doesn't work. And I'll try something else. But I do have a dampener on the stovepipe, and I do need to get some bricks to put in there, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So yeah, because the holidays and Christmas and all that stuff, so that's a little bit more important than buying bricks. So I'm gonna get gifts for the kids and the wife and all that happy. So yeah, I got my template. I'm going to trace it out on some steel. I'm going to fire up the plasma cutter, cut it out, test fit it. If it fits good, tack it in, and go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the plasma cutter, get that all set up, drag my plate over to the table, and I'll get that cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that stuff right now. All right, so I got my template here, and to not waste any unnecessary material, line it up with the corner. This is a factory edge anyways, so I know that's straight-ish. All right, there's my piece. Get my marker. How well I'm going to be able to see that, but I'm going to go for it anyways. There's that to the side. There, that's the piece that I need. That's the piece I'm going to cut out. And just in case you guys haven't seen the other video of the unboxing that I did for this little awesome machine, this Yes Welder Cut 55DS Pro. I went over it in the last video, but the reason why I got the Pro is you can use that with a CNC plasma table because it's got low frequency. High frequency doesn't work really well. It messes with the electronics and all that stuff. I explained it in the video, so if you want, you can just go back into the videos and watch that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, get my hood on, cut that out, and test fit it, and see how it goes. I can't see that line. So guide set up here. There. At least get down to that point. Sorry about the air compressor, it's gonna be loud. Oh well. There it is. There's my piece. Oh, love it. Yeah, I kind of messed up there, but that's all right. Yeah. There's my piece. So much better. That would have taken forever with the cutoff wheel. The reason why I'm knocking the slag off, if you want to save your grinding pads and have more longevity out of them, knock the slag off the metal. You won't have to grind it down. You won't go through as many pads. Little food for thought. Not that I'm gonna grind too much. Yeah, just pound that back over there. All right, sweet. So, I guess now we can test fit it. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll bring you guys over to the stove, and then we'll test fit it, see how it fits in there, and then, yeah, whatever. All right, let's see. See if she fits. I'm liking it. Like it. So that's basically how it will sit in there, just as so. So what I'll do is I'll go back over to the bench and get some of the rust and the junk off the sides, just a little bit, just to, so I don't have that much of a hard time welding it on there. All right. Be right back. Alright, so ground my piece down a little bit on the edges, set up my welder, grab my light, test fit it again. Yep, just that. There's like two little tabs in there on the back where it was, it's like, I don't know, hard to describe, but kind of holding it up in the back right now. So basically that's where I want it. Wedge it up so it stays. Put the ground on. This next part you guys probably won't be able to see that well, but that's all right. You can see the end End result. 111 amps. Like I said, my stick welding ain't the best, but oh well. Come on. For real? Ah, that ain't too shabby. Beef this one up a little bit. Spark, come on. Rod's not cooperating today. That's a little better. Kind of would help if I could see. Yeah, there's quite a few spots back there. Actually, I can get a tack in there. It's a good thing I'm using stick, because I don't think I'd be able to get my MIG in there on the top. Whew, smoky. All right, well, we got a little bit of a tack in there, I guess. It's not, I don't know. We'll see. It's too much of a draft out. Not going up. I don't know if that's a little disconcerting or not. I don't know. Let's get a tack on it. I'll throw a couple more on the sides, just to be on the safe side. The stick. Yeah, that's a tack. All right. Yeah. Attack is attack, I guess, right? Too concerned about it. I just want to see if it's actually going to work, that's all. I'm not really too carried away with it. If it holds, well, what I'll do is I'll just let the... If it works properly, I'll let the fire die down and I'll just finish throwing some bigger tacks in there. And it's just to keep the heat down. It's not meant to deflect the heat or whatever, I don't know. Just trying to make it so that heat stays in the stove a little bit longer than it should. Instead of just going right out the pipe. Even though I got a dampener on it, it's still helps, but it ain't that good. So, my next course of action, honestly, was to maybe put a sheet of metal underneath it to help force that heat up to the fan that I got behind the wood stove here. Little box fan there, whatever. Push the heat around in the garage. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll pause the video. I'll get a fire going. I'll put the top back on and see if it'll actually work like it's supposed to, or how I intended it to. So yeah, we'll see. All right, I'll be back with the fire going and whatnot. So I got a fire going. And honestly, it's just cardboard. Got the dampener open. Got the bottom drafting. Smoke comes up through. This is the cover for it. Like I said, this stove did not have a very good design. There we go. Spit that one out. But camp stove. The fire is going up and over the sheet, but it's not that bad. I don't think the stove is dying down. Maybe because I got the cover open, but yeah, I think it'll work all right. Ooh, that was one of my tacks. I mean, the flames are hitting it, and the smoke is going out through. So honestly, I think the design is gonna work. I think it's gonna work. So what I'll do is, once the cardboard dies down and burns out, I'll go back in and throw some bigger tacks on it and get some better welds on there. Who knows? It might not even work. The welds might just never take because the extent of the hot and the cold and all that it might not let it do what I intended to do, and that's to keep the heat in the stove, the smoke out, and whatever heat comes off the stove, I can just blow that into the garage and heat it up more than I already can. Like I said, propane's expensive. I hate buying propane. I have a little Bauer propane burner. I mean, it works good, but propane's expensive. I have an abundance of wood, free, so can't beat free 99. But yeah, maybe in a later video, I will update you guys on the stove. But as of right now, that was my little project for today. In a few hours yesterday, I probably went through, I think, 12 70-18 rods, 1/8 inch. There was a pretty big gap all the way around this thing. It was not efficient whatsoever. And quite honestly, just from standing here, just burning the cardboard, I can already tell the difference with that one piece of metal in there with the heat. The heat is staying in there. The pipe, warm. I'm obviously not going to touch it because that gets hot. Snow's falling off the roof. Anyways, yeah, I think it's good. I'll let the cardboard burn down. Throw some more weld in there. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Until next time, guys. Later. Hey, how's it going, guys? Just wanted to give you a little update. I had said I was going to update you at a later time. It is now a later time. I'm just going to add it to the end of the video as an edit, if you will. Just to give you an update on that piece of steel that I had put in here. That piece of steel that I had added to this has worked amazing. I didn't think it was actually going to work. I thought it was just going to basically kill the fire in the stove every time. Wasn't going to allow airflow and all that. So I was kind of skeptical about putting that piece in at all. But it has actually worked out great. It keeps the heat down in the stove instead of just going out the stovepipe. The airflow in allows it to circulate, and it thoroughly burns everything very well. I'm actually pretty impressed by my last minute thought of putting in a piece of steel to see if that would actually work. I still haven't bought any brick. I probably won't, just because this is just a camp stove, and I'm not really too concerned about putting brick in there. It's just to heat up the garage while I'm working, just to take the chill off the air during the wintertime. That's it. So other than that, there's the update, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Hey, how's it going, guys? Just wanted to give you a little update. I had said I was going to update you at a later time. It is now a later time. I'm just going to add it to the end of the video as an edit, if you will. Just to give you an update on that piece of steel that I had put in here. That piece of steel that I had added to this has worked amazing. I didn't think it was actually going to work. I thought it was just going to basically kill the fire in the stove every time. Wasn't going to allow airflow and all that. So I was kind of skeptical about putting that piece in at all. But it has actually worked out great. It keeps the heat down in the stove instead of just going out the stovepipe. The airflow in allows it to circulate, and it thoroughly burns everything very well. I'm actually pretty impressed by my last minute thought of putting in a piece of steel to see if that would actually work. I still haven't bought any brick. I probably won't, just because this is just a camp stove, and I'm not really too concerned about putting brick in there. It's just to heat up the garage while I'm working, just to take the chill off the air during the wintertime. That's it. So other than that, there's the update, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.